I'm Jen Mall, and welcome to Nurse Connect. I am an RN and a board-certified nurse coach. I believe that connecting with others is essential to living a happy and fulfilled life, and that sharing our stories not only helps us to heal ourselves, but also helps others by inspiring hope and optimism. I am so grateful to share stories of these incredible nurses on their journey, and I encourage you to find a way to share yours too. Thanks for listening in. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Nurse Connect podcast. I'm Jen Mall, and I've got Connie here with me today. Connie, can you start us out with sharing a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jen, for having me on here. I'm excited to be able to share this with you, and it's been nice to just chat with you and get to know you some. So, as far as about me, I became a nurse coach. I have to think about it now because I didn't become a nurse until I was in my 40s. So, I had been stay-at-home mom for 20 something years, homeschooling. I had adopted some children with severe disabilities, and I had
Mm,
biological children too. And then in my 40s, I became a single mom rather quickly. And so when that happened, I knew that I had to do something because I knew I was going to have
mhm.
to find a way to take care of my children. I had four home at the time.
Wow.
And so, what better way to keep yourself busy? Go to nursing school, right?
Right.
So I did that and then worked in surgery for a while doing that. Really found out that wasn't
Mm,
for me. That wasn't my
mm,
thing. But, it was a season. And then
mhm,
I moved from Tennessee to Florida. And
mhm,
once I moved to Florida, I became an administrator for a home health agency.
mm,
They were starting up, and the owner actually approached me and chose me because of my nursing background, also combined with my business
mhm.
background, and just wanted that. So we pretty much built it and created that. So I worked in that for a while, and I just kept feeling this tug for
Mhm,
something else. That there was just I wanted something more of a connection with people to
mhm,
help people heal. And in my childhood, I'd grown up with a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse,
mhm.
those type of things, and I just knew there was something I was supposed to do with that. And I found out about nurse coaching. I thought it was a scam at first, like a lot of people. I really did because it sounded too good to be true.
Right.
And but I just kind of kept seeing it pop up on Facebook, and I just kind of would peek a little bit longer each time and a little bit more and just kind of check
Mm,
out some things. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try. And I was hooked. I
yeah.
knew that it was my calling. It was where I was supposed to be, and it brought everything in my life together.
Amazing. Amazing. I just trying to imagine going to nursing school in your 40s with children and recently having gone through a divorce like that in itself is a lot. But you really shared some really tough information with me around how your relationship with your husband was and what you kind of discovered post divorce, and what you actually help others kind of work through now. So, would you mind sharing a little bit about your focus with coaching and the type of work you're doing with that?
Absolutely. So, my first husband, I was with for 25 years, and I knew
Mhm,
we had marital problems, and I just kept trying everything that all the
mhm,
classes, all the books, all the counselors, everyone had told me, and just nothing worked. And I just,
mhm,
after years, realized I was continually going in circles and nothing was working. And then we had something major that had happened, and I knew at that point that was it. I'd hit my wall, and my children had even come to me,
mhm,
about mom. Don't let him come back. And even when I asked them, I said, do y'all really feel that way? And one of them even said, Mom, I don't know why you didn't do it years ago. Well, that was a huge wake up call
mhm.
to me because I thought, well, I stayed for my children,
Right.
but now I was in this place that I needed to leave for my children.
Mhm,
And so that began this whole personal journey kind of happening at the same time of going through nursing school and all these other
gosh.
things, this personal journey of what happened?
Mhm,
What was wrong? And I learned about narcissism
mhm.
and was a little hesitant about it at first, didn't know if it was just kind of a buzzword thing. But the more I learned about it and all the pieces just came together.
Mhm.
And I just started to have so many people coming into my life with similar circumstances that needed my help.
Right.
And so that's really what my practice is. I help anyone, I've helped people with business, I've helped with, health and wellness things, but the majority of the people that come to me have gone through some sort of trauma
Mhm,
or they're in a very destructive marriage
mhm.
and they come to me to help them. to help them maneuver and to be able to get through that journey, wherever that
Yeah.
is, whether it's to stay or whether it's to go. And so most of my practice is one-on-one coaching with those
Mhm.
women because I know when I help the women, I help the
Mhm.
children too. It
Absolutely.
carries forward to all generations, and that's my heart.
Yeah.
And so I do that one-on-one, but then also have a self-paced online program that I created. That's a lower cost
Mhm.
program. So it makes it available to more people. And it also, they can just kind of pick and choose and do, however it works for them in their season of life.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's that's amazing, and it's so needed because as we kind of talked about, these topics are kind of taboo,
Mhm.
not just in nursing, but in society, and to be talking publicly about it, it just you give these women, especially, that courage to take that next small step and like give a little bit of structure to how that could actually happen. Because just having grown up in a family that we had a lot of challenges too, it is so overwhelming to figure out where do we even go next, and who can you turn to trust, and who can guide you on this journey. And so I'm so grateful that you're doing this work because it's needed for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. And I'm glad that I found nurse
Hmm.
coaching because it opened up the
Hmm.
door for me to do this. The first time I went to
Hmm.
college, I went for psychology. Then
Mm.
I stopped and I stayed home for my children, and then going for nursing, and then all of this just coming together. So I went through my training as a nurse coach, but then I went to get certified as trauma informed, and
Oh,
then
cool.
certified narcissistic abuse specialist, and then certified as a board certified mental health coach. And then I
Wow.
got my certification for level 3 brain spotting. And so
Wow.
it's just been, just packing all these pieces together to
Hmm.
create something that women need,
Yeah.
safe
Yeah.
place that has the information, that has the love and the nurturing, but also gives them
Hmm.
hope.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And the name of your business is Overcomers in Him. And
Yes.
so I take that as a spiritual, is it what, religious focused, or is that just kind of a guiding uh, spirit or force in your practice? Can you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. It's very much faith-based, and so I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, and most of my clients are, not all are. I've
Mm-hmm.
helped people, that didn't have faith at all in their lives. I've helped those that are Jewish,
Hmm.
Christian, because I can, alter it to what they need.
Great.
I'll let everybody know, I bring that faith-based part to it,
Hmm.
which I'm passionate about and I believe makes a huge impact and can
Hmm.
help get greater results. But if someone isn't comfortable with that, then
Yeah.
we just go with where they are.
Good.
And I use the other modalities and the information
Hmm.
to get the best results that I can.
Yeah, beautiful. And I think that that also pulls in that nurse coaching thing because
Mhm.
we are it's a holistic approach, right? So that mind, body, and spirit. So whatever that element of spirit is for you, I love that you incorporate that piece as well, but it's customized, if you will, for the individual and not a requirement. That's nice. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For those that are comfortable with it and that it's in alignment with them, I use a lot of scripture
Mm.
and a lot of things about worship. But if they're
Mhm.
not, we just go where they're comfortable with. And I
Beautiful.
just honor where they are in their walk.
Perfect. I love that. And I believe you said you are writing a book or recently published
Yes.
it.
I actually have a children's book, this one
Oh,
here.
cool.
So I don't know how much you can
Yeah.
see
What's
it.
it called?
It's Tales of Hummingbird Alley.
I love it.
So it's a children's series, and this is the first in the series. I have
Hmm.
3 of them written, and so I'll be releasing those. So that one I just released recently, but earlier in the month, actually.
Okay.
And then I have one that's about my life. So it's really a
Okay.
testimony in my life and of all that I've overcome and how I did that based on my faith. And so
Hmm.
that'll be part of the book. And then part of it is giving women tools and
Hmm.
resources that they
Hmm.
can use right where they are.
Beautiful. Yeah. And what would a couple of tools and resources be that you would throw out there if we just to kind of get started, if they're not quite sure how, what were a couple things you could suggest?
Right. Well, if they're a believer, if they're a Bible believer, obviously my first go-to is going to be scripture as far,
Hmm.
doing that and worship. Outside of that, I definitely work with my clients on breath work.
Mm,
I've seen such massive just transition in a nervous system
mhm,
just by breathing with them and letting them to know they're safe right now and to be able to just sit in where they are.
mhm,
And so I use breath work. I use some tapping and some different types of
mm,
tapping other than EFT tapping. And so I use one that I call butterfly tapping, and I
okay,
actually learned it from someone else, but it's just as simple of as kind of holding your hands here,
okay,
and then you just slowly tap one
mhm,
side at a time. So it's giving you that bilateral stimulation
okay.
with kind of the feeling of a hug
Oh,
because
yeah.
your brain knows the difference that it's
Mhm,
you that's holding yourself, but to your body it really doesn't. It's you're still getting that
wow.
feeling of being held.
Mhm,
So it brings all of that in that somatic experiencing. So you're combining processing what's going on in your mind
mhm,
with your body, and we know that trauma is stored in the body.
mhm.
That's just one of the modalities that I use, just lots of different things like that. I mean, I don't know, a lot of different things we could go into. I don't know how deep you want to go into all that, but
Yeah. Well, I know I'm throwing you on the spot here, but would you mind walking me through a brief breathwork practice that somebody could actually implement at home on their own without a whole lot of work and stress about it? Because that's not meant to be stressful. And I think sometimes when people think of stepping aside to do a meditation or sitting to do some breath work, they often think it has to be really structured, and they get or I used to get nervous about even thinking about doing something like that. But that's not the case. You can do breath work and tapping kind of anywhere. So I'd love to give somebody something tangible they can use today.
yeah, absolutely. And so just for you and me, we'll just go ahead and get comfortable.
Okay.
So for anybody watching, just get as comfortable as you can. You can lay down, you can sit, whatever works for you. And if you want to do the butterfly tapping I talked about, you can just
Mm.
slowly start doing that if you want to. And then just if your eyes are open, you can close your eyes. And then just take a deep breath, a normal breath. And just give your body permission to slow down, knowing that you're safe right here in this moment. There's nowhere for you to be, nothing for you to do. There's no expectation. And you are fully accepted and fully safe. So now I want to ask you to just slow your breathing down, and I'll guide you through. So we're going to inhale for 5, and then we'll hold for 2, and then we'll exhale slowly for 8. And as you exhale, let that breath come out your mouth, just as though you're releasing with a sigh and letting go of any stress. So inhale for 5, hold, and exhale for 8. And let's inhale. We'll do that again. And make sure you're inhaling all the way down into your belly. Hold and exhale. So you're releasing anything that doesn't give you peace. Now inhale all the way down into your belly and bring that up into your chest. Hold and exhale for 8, letting go of all tension, all stress. And now inhale, filling up your belly, your chest, and all the way up into your shoulders. And then exhale slowly for 8. And just take a couple of normal breaths. Feel the difference in your body. Notice the surface you're resting on. And begin to just wiggle your fingers and your toes. And gently make any minor adjustments in your body as though you're releasing and you're letting go of any stress that you noticed in that. And slowly roll your neck from side to side. And take one more deep breath all the way down into your belly, up into your chest and your shoulders. And exhale, knowing you are safe and you can come back here anytime that you need that feeling and you need to just be still. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
That was lovely. Thank you so much. You have the most beautiful, soothing voice.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me put you on the spot for that because we don't normally, I haven't really done anything actionable like this. Um, but I just really felt pulled to do something that tangible that somebody could take away. And so I know this will connect with many people that need this right now. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad. I pray, hope and pray that it does.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Good. Well, Connie, what else can you share with our friends today? They're listening in. Any other tips, tricks, suggestions, anything else in your story that we didn't cover that you'd like to make sure we share today?
Um, well, I guess, I mean, the main thing for me is just, holding on to hope.
Mm,
In any situation we're in, whether it's trauma from childhood, whether it's narcissistic abuse, whether we're going through nursing school and we need to
mhm,
just breathe, or, whether we're a nurse coach and we're learning our own practice and finding our own way,
mhm,
just being able to be present, to trust ourselves, to know that we can have hope in the
mhm.
future, that it's a journey and it's a process and one step at a time, and we're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you. I received that message and I know that it's meant for others today too. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate you having me.
absolutely. Have a great day, everybody.